There were three things I knew for certain about my son's girlfriend. 1. She was a brilliant, award-winning architect. 2. She didn't care what anyone thought of her. And 3. She absolutely loathed me. What I didn't know was that, in less than 24 hours, I'd have her pressed against my kitchen wall, my breath mingling with hers, lips barely apart. "Are you good enough for my son?" That was the first thing I said when Jason introduced her at my birthday dinner. She met my gaze without flinching. "With all due respect, Mrs. Miller, I'm not here to impress you." A strange heat sparked inside me. Finally, I thought, a woman with some backbone. I turned and walked to the kitchen, pretending I wasn't intrigued, but not before casting one last look, taking in every inch of her defiance. Dinner became a dance of veiled insults and electric tension. She answered my questions like she was fencing, quick, sharp, never backing down, laced with just enough arrogance to irritate and somehow intrigue me. I mocked her taste in food, her so-called juvenile palate. She parried with confidence. Each answer was a challenge, each challenge an invitation. Jason, poor thing, sat stiffly between us, unsure whether to intervene or just hope it all blew over. "It's fine," she said, topping off her Bordeaux like she was adding fuel to the fire. "Your mother's entitled to her opinions, no matter how elitist or painfully out of touch they are." "You're exactly what I expected," I murmured. But my eyes said something else, something she wasn't sure how to read. The next morning, I woke early and crept downstairs. The house was still, quiet. They were still asleep in Jason's old room. I made coffee. The scent settled around me like calm after a storm. Then she walked in, barefoot, hair slightly messy, wearing one of Jason's old shirts. She paused, clearly startled to see me. "Good morning," she said, her voice softer than last night's fire. I didn't turn to look at her. I stood still, letting the scent of coffee and her fill the air. "You know what's funny?" I said finally. "I've spent 20 years judging people by what they eat, and now all I can think about is you, eating instant noodles like they're fine cuisine." She went still. "What do you mean?" "You really didn't notice the way I looked at you last night?" "I thought it was contempt." I turned then, slowly. "Darling, it was anything but. I should have stopped, should have said something wise, pulled back. But she was a temptation disguised in casual clothes and fierce confidence, an insult to propriety I couldn't resist." "You know what they say about critics," I murmured, stepping closer. "The more loudly we judge in public, the more deeply we admire in private." She whispered the rest with me. "In private." Our breath tangled in the space between us, and then I kissed her, pressed her against the kitchen wall, heart racing, hands trembling, 1 second of madness suspended in time. In that moment, I knew something with terrifying, thrilling clarity. I was about to make the most exquisite mistake of my life,